and goes on and on in the sutra like that. So what he's saying is placing your mind in that experience. When you can just see it without labeling, then that's meditation. Right? When you can hear it without labeling, that's meditation too. And so therefore, when you do such a meditation practice here, taming process here, then you have a chance to do meditation whole day. Right? You're not lacking any object of meditation in your everyday life. But when you feel that you have to reject all these senses to come to meditation state, right? Reject all the sensory experiences, reject all thoughts of sensory experiences, and have come to some kind of a very isolated experience of a breath, then it becomes hard to see how meditation manifests in everyday life. Right? You feel, oh no, I shouldn't see things, I should just feel the breath. Oh no, I shouldn't hear anything, I should just feel the breath or something. It becomes harder. You can mix both, but at the same time, if you have this skill of working with the senses, it becomes much more easier to tame your mind in everyday life. And so therefore, after having a good experience of taming our mind, working with our mind, then we can train our mind in the compassion without limit. So that's our topic here of discussion. And so what I would like to present over the weekend here in relation to compassion without limit is I would like to present this traditional Mahayana Buddhist approach in developing genuine compassion, genuine love. And they take us through the 7 stages, 7 stages of training in genuine compassion. And this is different 7 stages than the 7 points of mind training. So I would like to work with a different perspective. 7 points of mind training, you're all familiar with that. There's plenty of materials you can read. And we will bring some in here too. And there's also some of the trainings are involved here. But these are the 7 steps that we take to develop genuine heart of enlightenment. A genuine heart of enlightenment, which is a genuine compassion and genuine loving kindness. And traditionally they are also known as the 7 branches. 7 branches of cause and effect. And so this begins with the training in the thought of impartiality. So we will go through that, 7 stages over the next 4 sessions. And most important thing here in the mind training practice is not only do the training in our talking, but also training, isn't it? Not only talking, but the training. Our mind becomes very important. And so therefore, the mind training that I'm hoping to present to you is some of the traditional steps of training. At the same time, we will present it in a more approachable to us. And I'm hoping that we can do some contemplations together. So it will be discussion, we will discuss, then we contemplate, then you get discussion further, and we contemplate. And so we will have a workshop, sort of not only talking, but we will do some training together. And so, to tell you where these 7 trainings come from, it comes from the Tibetan Mahayana lineage known as the Kadampa tradition. You know Kadampa? Are you all familiar? No? Yes, no. You know Kadampa tradition, it comes from the same tradition as the 7 points of mind training. Same tradition. And basically their main approach is reflected in the name Kadam, or the Kadampa, which means that all words of Buddha, Ka is words, which refers to words of Buddha, and Dam is instruction, and Pa makes it noun. So Kadampa means that they take all words of Buddha as an instruction on the path. Right? All the words, all teachings of the Buddha are seen as instructions on the path. They work with it as an instruction and applying that to everyday life. So that's how the name actually reflects in their teaching. And so there's strongly emphasized contemplation. A lot of contemplation, a lot of meditation through which we bring the teachings of the Buddha into action. And so this is what we are going to work with here. Kadampa tradition, it comes from the lineage of Kadampa, which in the Kagyu lineage, it comes from Gampopa. Which century is the Gampopa? 11, 10. 12th. Okay, 12th century. 12th century Tibetan teacher Gampopa. He is a student of a famous Tibetan yogi, Milarepa. I'm sure you all know Milarepa, right? He was a great poet, great yogi, who sang all these instructions into songs, that we also sing in English in the West too. So, student of Milarepa called Gampopa, he brought this lineage of Mahayana tradition. So that's what I was planning to work on over the weekend with some of you. And so if you have any questions, we will do some questions this evening. And yeah, so we'll have some question period here.
Any? Well, not me.
When you were speaking of dissatisfaction, you were using the example of buying material objects or whatever. Could you use another example to describe that?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Also, we have a lot of dissatisfaction experience in our mind, mental wealth. Like we feel that we are lacking wisdom, right? Not enough wisdom. We feel like we're lacking instructions. There's not enough instructions. No matter no matter how much we study, we still feel like, oh, I'm lacking something.